Hey, first grade friends, welcome back. We've got a lot of big learning going on today. Today's Thursday, November 5th. It is word dictation day. I hope that you have your yellow word dictation book. It's going to be very important that you have that. And if you've got a whiteboard, I'd love you to grab that too. A whiteboard and a white marker because we've got lots of learning going on today. And grab those materials, then come on back because we're ready to go. All right, so let's review what we're learning. On Monday, we talked about the TH, SH, and CH. We talked about digraphs, but today you're gonna show your learning by writing and reading words with digraphs. We talked about closed syllables. What does it mean to have a closed syllable and one syllable words? But today, you're gonna start learning how to decode words with two syllables. They're both closed syllables, so we have to have that understanding. And we're going to start reading those. How are you going to show your learning? Well, I'm going to teach you the steps and you're going to walk it through with me. Make sure you pause the video for a moment. Go do your phonemic awareness video. Come on back because this is a really important video to watch. It's in your learning log, in your Google Classroom, and on the demand links, and also in this presentation. All right, we're going to skip our vowel intensive routine today. We're going to skip that because we have so much other learning. However, that doesn't mean that you can't do that. You can go ahead and pause the video. You know the routine. I've got them up here. You could do it at home without me. But we're going to skip it for right now as we're together because we've got so much other learning to do today. All right, remember, we've got our closed syllable song. Go ahead and click on that link and enjoy that song. It's going to start teaching you about closed syllables. We also have our closed syllable poster. Remember that a closed syllable is a syllable that has a vowel with a one or two consonants following it. It makes the short vowel sound. All right, here are steps to decode a closed syllable. I'm going to do this. We're going to continue learning, so don't think that you need to know this today, because this is going to be a process and we're going to take it step by step. I have the word napkin up here. I'm going to write it on my whiteboard. I'm going to write it nice and big so everyone can see it. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen here so we can see this nice and big. All right, so here are the steps. We've got this word. I've already told you what the word is, but if you didn't know this word, let's take the steps to figure it out. The first thing we do to decode a word with more than one syllable is we're going to underline the vowels. I know my vowels are A, E, I, O, and U, and I know that because we do that in our vowel intensive routine. I've underlined our vowels. Then I'm going to mark them with a V because they're vowels. Okay, the next step is I'm going to draw a bridge and I'm going to connect those. Okay, I'm going to mark my C's. I'm going to mark my consonants. The P and the C are both consonants. Okay, so we've got our vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. Now I'm going to stand on my bridge and look up. Now the one thing I need to know is that the most common way to divide words into syllables is between two consonants. That's the most common way. So we're going to start with that. So I'm going to draw a line right between my consonants. Okay, right between my consonants, because the most common way to divide a syllable is between two consonants. Now I'm going to go back up to my word and I'm going to mark it. Look here. I've got a vowel followed by a consonant. Oh, I know that. It's a closed syllable. And I know when there's a closed syllable, it has a short vowel sound. Let's go to the second part. I see a vowel, and then I also have a consonant following that vowel. So again, I have a closed syllable, so I can mark that as a closed syllable. Okay, now I know how to read a closed syllable. I can sound it out. N, ap, nap. Now I can read this part over here. K, in, kin. My word is napkin, napkin. All right, let's try another word. All right, let's try another word. Go ahead, and this time I want you to try it with me. If you didn't try it with me the first time, I would love for you to try it with me the second time. You can see that on my screen, I have the word P-U-M-P-K-I-N. Okay, we've got this word. Let's take a moment to figure this one out. Okay, remember friends, the first step to decoding a word with more than one syllable is to underline the vowels. So I see a U, keep moving, and I see a K, or I see an I. So I'm gonna underline my vowels. You do that with me, underline your vowels. Now we're gonna mark them. Mark them with a V. Okay, I'm gonna draw a bridge. Okay, next I'm gonna mark my consonants. Now I see an M and a P. Now last week we learned that MP is a blend. Now we're not gonna mark that as two consonants, we're only gonna mark it as one because it is a blend and it makes one sound. So I have one consonant marked under the M and the P. Then I have a K, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark that one, and I have an N at the end. So now I can mark the P if I want, but there's no need to. All right, so I've got my vowels, my consonant, my vowel, and my consonant. All right, remember, we said the most common way to divide words into syllables is to start by dividing it between two consonants. So I'm gonna draw my line between my two consonants. Okay, now I have a vowel, then a consonant. I know this is a closed syllable. I'm going to use CL to mark closed syllable. I've got a vowel, then a consonant over here. I'm going to use that to mark a closed syllable. Okay, when it's a closed syllable, I know it's a short vowel sound. Let's try to read it. Hump. Let's go over here. In, kin. Let's read it all together. Pumpkin, pumpkin. We have a large word, but we can break that into parts and read that really easily. All right, we're going to continue the learning of two-syllable words. That will be something we will practice for a while. So let's continue our learning for today. All right. So remember this week, we've been focusing on TH, those diagraphs. We've got voiced, which was V, and unvoiced, which was F. We also had SH. SH said shh, and CH, sh. All right, grab your word dictation book. We're going to start using those diagraphs in our word dictation book. It looks like this. It says diagraphs at the top. You see that at the top? It follows last week's, and last week we did, I forgot what we did last week. What was last week's? Ending consonant blends. Thank you. Ending consonant blends was last week. This week is diagraphs, so you need to pause the video and get to the right page in your book, and it is following the one we did last week. All right, so when we're looking at this week's, I want to talk about these for a couple of them. So the first one, we've got 3 sound lines. Notice the squiggly line, that's new to us. When we see the squiggly line, we know that's going to be a digraph. Okay, so we know that wherever we see the squiggly line, in the first one, the third one, the fourth one, and the fifth one, that tells our brain that that is a digraph. It could be TH, CH, or SH, but it's going to be one of those. And number 2, we have only 2 sound lines. This is similar to last week when we only had 2 sound lines. So we noticed 2 mini sound lines. You all know what that means. It means that we have a blend, 2 letters working together to make one sound. Then we're going to have what we want to call a welded sound here. Last week we did unk and ank. This week we're going to do ing. So all of that whole welded sound needs to stay on one line. All right, here we go. Let's get started with our first word. Our first word, we're looking at number 1 now. Everybody's on number 1. Then after we do a check, you can slide it over to the rewrite line. Number 1, the word is wish. I sure wish we were all together. Wish. Before we write it, we're going to pound it. Here we go. Wish. Tap it out. W-I-S-H. Wish. Pause the video. Go ahead and take your time. Write that word out. If you need to pound it again, you can do that. Wish. After you've written it, do a teacher check. W-I-S-H. Wish. If you have it correct, slide it on over to the rewrite line. Taking your time, doing your very best work. Now we're going to go on to number 2. Remember, number 2 had a it has a blend, but then it has that welded sound. The welded sound, it has 3 letters that are always going to stay together as one sound. Here we go. The word is bring. I will bring you all a treat. Bring. So here we go. We're going to tap it out. Bring. And then the ing is welded. It stays together. Ing. Watch again. Bring. Ing. Bring. Go ahead and write that word. Pause the video and write the word bring. After you've done that, come back and do a teacher check. Notice we have the BR together. There's our blend. Our welded sounds, ing, stay together. If you have that correct, slide it on over. Okay, let's go on to number 3. Whoops, hopefully you didn't see that already. Number 3 has a diagraph at the beginning. Has a diagraph at the beginning with a blend, an ending blend at the end. We practiced those last week. Here we go. My word is thump. The rabbit will thump his foot. Thump. Let's pound it out. Ready? Thump. Thump. That's a tricky one. I think we should probably pound that one again. Ready? Thump. Thump. Pause the video, write the word thump. Here it is. Here's our diagraph. Thump. If you have that correct, slide it on over to the rewrite line. All right, let's continue on. Number 4, the word is dash. I will dash around really quickly. Dash. Here we go. Ready? Dash. D-a-sh. Dash. We hear that diagraph at the end of the word. Pause the video, write the word dash, and come back when you're done. Here we go. D-a-sh. Dash. After you've written it, slide it on over to the rewrite line. Dash. After you've completed number 4, let's move on to number 5. Here's number 5. Bath. I will take a bath. Ready? Here we go. Bath. Tap it out. B-a-th. Bath. Pause the video and on line number 5, write the word bath. Here we go. We have our diagraph at the end. B-a-th. Bath. If you have it correct, slide it on over to that rewrite line. Let's take a moment to read all of our words. Let's start at the top. Wish, bring, thump, dash, bath. Make sure you keep practicing those words. Now, we're not going to do the sentences today, but I encourage you to do those sentences at home. They are right here. Seth did the math. Seth did the math. The next one, number 2, Sam had a red rash. Sam had a red rash. And number 3 says, the dog led the man up the path. The dog led the man up the path. Go ahead and practice writing all of those and then come on back because we need to continue our lesson. All right, in your Google Classroom, you have the story Hank and Stan. Go ahead and pause that video and find it, or you might have your fluency packet at home by now, so you can look at the story Hank and Stan. You want to read that story 3 times to work on that reading fluency. You also want to do some things before you read. Circle or identify any words that you may need help with. Get those out of the way right away so you can read it fluently. During reading, you want to monitor for understanding. You want to think about what that story is about. And if you misread or have a tricky sentence, take the time to reread it. That's what good readers do. They reread unknown words and tricky sentences. After, please tell 3 things that you read in that story. Make sure you tell them in order at the beginning, middle, and end, or your story won't make sense. After you've read Hank and Stan, go ahead and go to your Turn practice book, page 83, to continue working on your diagraphs. All right, let's do our soundboard. Here we go. Ready? Shh. This is the unvoiced. Shh. Short vowel sound for a closed syllable. Ult. Nt. Nt. St. Xt. Uld. Ulf. Ulk. Ulp. Mp. Nch. Nd. Sk. Sp. Short sound for the closed syllable. Cur. Closed syllable, short sound. Burr. Fur. Sp. Sk. Sm. D. Sn. B. O. Sk. O. St. Squa. Ah. Closed syllable, short sound. Gur. Full. Go. Oh. 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 Ah. Short sound for the closed syllable. I. Again, short sound because we're working on that closed syllable right now. Wah. Yay, good job. Let's do our blending board. Remember, we're working on CVC words, consonant, vowel, consonant. All of our words have a short vowel because we have 1 or more consonants followed the vowel. Here we go. Ch, at, chat. And this time we're going to have the voiced sound. At, that. Let's do the not unvoiced sound. Thumb. Snum. Chim. Thov. Grat. Scob. Mush. Snip. And that's all for today. That was a lot of learning, folks. Please take the time to review any of the parts of the video or slow it down and pause it. All right, I'll see you all later, friends. Bye.